Hello again, welcome back to me, welcome back to Thailand. True Blue Tie here from Thailand. Just take these butts out. Sorry, I've just been listening to the Manchester TV news, for instance, typical City, for instance, and normally I'm quite critical of them, etc. But they did a damn good chat about Man City this week, etc. And it was really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. Anyway, so I hope you're doing well. True Blue Tie here from Thailand. I hope it's Wan Ang Khan here in Thailand. And so for instance, and I'm just it's one I can here in Thailand, and it's a sunny day. We got some sun, and we got some blue sky and sun, and the heat has come back, which is nice because it's been kind of cold here in Thailand, etc. We had another rainy night again. It rained again last night, not as much as the previous nights, but still rained. And I was listening to my Alexa. She gave me a notification say it's going to rain again tonight. So we're still in the rainy season. Which is again, for instance, compared to the rainy season in the United Kingdom or anything, I can't complain. I'm not complaining really. It does add a lot of weeds, and I've got to do a lot of hoeing in the garden, etc. Just to get the keep the paths clear, etc. For instance, and when I do the leaves outside, but I'm going to try and go running up to the shops later on to the market and give my calf a try and see if I can run. So hopefully my calf is healed enough. It's been a good couple of weeks since I've last ran, so I'll see what happens there. So I'm going to see if I can run up to this supermarket. I want to wear my Man City t-shirt, my blue t-shirt, and go running up to the market, passing all these foreigners, phalanx, all the ones with the United fans and the faces, and just love it. What's it called? We're running down the street and see all these Western fans, etc., staring at my Man City t-shirt. They don't like it at all. They really don't, And which basically brings me on to the actual today's show. Really, I've got to go through a few things. Again, City24. If you haven't seen me, I do a daily Man City podcast, 20 minutes or so, and I do a preview afterwards. Blah blah blah. Sometimes I wrap it on too much. I do apologise for that. I try and keep it down to 20 minutes. I've got a counter here. Which I forgot to turn on. But the thing is. So to talk about Man City every day, Man City ladies as well as Man City men, and so good. Anyway, I also want to big up a guys. Big up. I never thought to say that. I put that in my vocabulary. Again, for instance, I have a couple of guys. I put it on there on my thumbnail today. For instance, City24 about a couple of American guys. What's it called? Again, different parts of America. They did what's it called? You do a YouTube for the men and the ladies. And again, for instance, they know the stuff, and I've got to give them great respect. So I put their thumbnail on the thing, and I was really, really happy. Really nice guys, and again, they know the ladies as well as the men, and they do they're on two different parts of America by the sounds of it, and they just talk City. So, and what's it called? Lovely City fans, great guys, and really nice people to talk to, and they know their stuff, and that's the most important thing. Again, we don't like. I don't mind fan bases from all different countries in any way whatsoever. I speak City fans over here, but the thing is, you're going to get fan bases who are plastic, etc. And the fan bases, the plastic. But United have got a lot. And 1 minute United are the worst team in the world, the next time United the best team in the world. And we had that last season months ago with City, for instance, and it was bad. Anyway, guys, so I've got a bit of a list. Yay! I see. I'll try to be organised for you. So of what I'm going to talk about today. So just been listening to Big Steve. I'll talk about something which he was talking about before. So let's we've got so it's Tuesday, so for instance we'll probably hear from Pep today about the Dortmund game tomorrow. Going to be a tough game. It's not going to be easy. I'd rather play Leverkusen than Dortmund, but what's it called, with City in the way we are, and the Germans in the way they are, for instance when they come into the Etihad, etc., or to England, etc., we should be winning the game. Up 2-0, I'm going to go for a win, Man City 2-0. I feel that, for instance, because the players were playing, I've got to be more confident now, for instance, in the way we're playing. For instance, even though I do believe we can go on and win the league, I don't want to, for instance, don't want to discontent, or not discontent, how was the word? Disrespect any team coming out, apart from United. Who come to the Etihad, etc., or City are playing, because you just never know, and this is football, and you never know because this is football. So I'm going to listen to what Pep's got to say. I think the only injury concern is Kovacic. I believe he's got a bit of a knock on his knock, etc. So on his his injury before, but again we've got plenty of cover. So I don't think the team I expect is probably very similar to the team what we played during the week. Maybe Rodri. I can't see Rodri starting. I think there's just bring him in gently, and Nico Gonzalez has been far enough a good substitute for Rodri at the moment. And again, I was listening to LB yesterday, and he was talking with Dobbins, etc. And I was listening to him on the midnight the United channel. What's it called? The midday live. That Spurs fan on midday live yesterday, he lost the plot yesterday. He really did. Got cooked as well. But there's again, there's a certain degree of disrespect to Man City fans as well. So to Man City as well by the East away fans. And there's also, I'm going to say that because again, even though it was on, this is on my fourth on my list, and it says talk Thailand. And this is what I got yesterday, is because there was I was waiting for a sports breakfast. They had that woman on, etc., talking garbage, so I thought, I'm not listening to her anyway. And I thought, we'll wait till 6 o'clock and see what they're going to talk about. And so they started talking about the West Ham game against Newcastle. Okay, okay, and then I thought, right, they're going to talk about City. No, then they went to start talking about Celtic and Rangers and things like that. And I thought, what? And I thought, and because it's live, you've got when they had the what's it called, and you've got to listen to the advertisements, and I can't stand listening to the advertisements. I don't want a McDonald's, and I certainly don't want to bet. So, for instance, the last thing I want to do is listen to that crap. So I thought, I'm not bothered listening to this, because again, Man City's game against Bournemouth, second against fifth, etc. at the time, was less important than the Rangers. What's happened to Rangers and Celtic are West Ham against Newcastle again. So I thought, well, okay, well maybe I'll be able to see it on Jim White's show, whatever. I'm sure I'll have a go at Man City somewhere. And they were very talk silent about Manchester City's game against Brighton. Now, again, somebody might turn out, well, they did talk about it. Well, but again, for instance, you normally see highlights on YouTube. You normally say Man City, blah, blah, blah. But there was a very, very silence around Man City's game against Bournemouth. About talking, and which basically tells me a lot of things, really, is because there's the saltiness of these presenters who don't want to big up Man City. If Bournemouth would have beat Man City, it would have been be on the every bit of all the newspapers, all this blah blah blah. Oh, Bournemouth candidate, Bournemouth beat City. City's title challenge is over. But no, there was nothing, and it was really shocked me. Well, why should I be shocked? It's the mainstream media, what's it called, Sun-based media. But it's the mere fact that nobody really talked about it. So yeah, that was something. Game yesterday, Everton against Sunderland. For instance, there was the 0-0. So 1-1. Everton scored. What's it called? Sunderland replied. Xhaka, I think, scored the Sunderland goal. It was interesting because Sunderland could have gone back second, and City would have been third. So what's it called? But the mere fact that was a draw. I was expecting Sunderland to win, but the mere fact that it was a draw. So I've got got to be happy for that. Delighted for that, really, because it tells me City stay second, 6 points behind Arsenal. So there you go. So that was a good result for City. So yeah, so we're still there. So for instance, they were talking. I was listening to Big Steve. So I've got 12 things to talk about, so I'm just going to not going to rush through them. I'm just going to go through them and see how much time we've got left after in a minute. So listen to Big Steve. Big Steve always talks about the game, but also he talks about things which are important to more personal to City fans. One was the death of a Man City fan who died out in Villarreal. So I think they've raised about 39,000, about 5,000, a lot of money for him anyway. So I think he was only 39 years old, etc. Again, it's not an age again. So I'm 61 years old. But the fact is, life is about living, and you really got to be grateful for every day you live. I know we're going through tough times, especially with England, etc., with Starmer in the two-tier crap, etc., going on in the United Kingdom, and the things where we have to put up with in the UK, and but life is precious. And again, there's two things which are on top of my list, which is mental health and physical health, two massive things. And you've got to look after yourself again. Your mind and your body. We get boom in our faces so many times, and people just don't realise. For instance, what you've been through, where your mental health state is, etc. And a lot of people, I don't know what happened to this guy, why he died, but when you listen to Ricky Hatton, and a man you think you had it all, and when you people who don't have it all, mental health is massive. So really, honestly, support each other. I know that Man City in the community, we do a lot to support talking matters, and not this macho crap of not being able to talk. You need to talk. But he was talking about the North Stand as well. Appears that there was City, and I hoped that after last season and when Khaldoon and Babarak got involved in the ticket row, that for instance would not hurt the end of this. But it appears that the North Stand is going to get a corporate section in the centre, level 1, which is stupid, having it level 1 and knowing you're going to have a block behind the back of the goal where City fans have been sitting for for 20 plus years or so in the same area, whatever, as long as the Etihad Stadium is been open, and now they've got to move for a corporate on level 1, which is stupid, because again, when as Big Steve said, when the players come out and they're attacking that end, and is after seats are empty because of it looks bad on camera, with all the empty seats garbage. And then there's also, for instance, a lot of people are going to take their time coming back to this because they can see it. They're taking a lot of time on the hospitality, so that you always know the corporates side, etc. And also why should they move? Why should loyal fans move? So again, I just don't. For corporate, and again, for instance, all those corporate seats are going to be taken every game on a Wednesday night or an 8 p.m. kickoff, etc. Are they going to be? Is that going to be full section, or is it going to be empty? And it's going to be noticed by the fans. Saying Man City can't, empty seats, Etihad. So it's they should be on the second tier. And that blue wall idea, for instance, has gone out the wall of the window. So that's another lie, which has upset a lot of people. So so I know a lot of people are very upset about that being had to move, and it's not right. So I think the club needs to. I know 1894 City Masters are on the back of it, but we need to stop taking advantage of our fans for the sake of corporate. Let's move on. Ladies, Emma Beanie, one player of the month for October, which is well deserved for her. She's playing amazing, playing also great for her country as well, Switzerland. And again, for instance, got the great goal. Liverpool, most important goal was Arsenal, a young lady, for instance, and who's coming to City and doing very well. So congratulations, Emma Beanie. Also, there was we haven't heard much about from. I don't really know what's wrong with Alex Greenwood. Whether I know that she'll be out for a few weeks, and but I don't know what she's got. But it's a shame. We are picking up injuries in the ladies. Not too many, not as many as last season. Fingers crossed. But hopefully we'll get them back. I know we had Grace Clinton and Rebecca Canant back. Over the weekend. But again, so we're still. I'm worried about getting players back, having injuries with the ladies. Going back to the Champions League, we've got Polish referees who are aligned to an official for the Dortmund game. Don't know how good they are. The Spanish referee was go for the the Monaco game match, etc., was hopeless. So I hope the Polish guy, but also being Polish, he's probably not used to northern part of footballing, so he won't be giving stupid little fouls away if one player goes down and holding in his face when he hasn't even been hit in his face. So, and I thought the Spanish referee for against the Monaco game was probably the reason why we came back with a 2-2 draw, even though we shouldn't be allowing Monaco to get back on level terms with us. So we got Pep's press conference today, probably about 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So I'm glad we're at home because we got Liverpool on Sunday. Kovacic is about to say the only injury, so talked about that. Gio was in the FIFA Pro World 11. So he was the goalkeeper, which is congratulations, Gio. Mikola Kanji has been linked away from Manchester City for his work playing at I'm not quite sure who. I think he was in Italy. So again, it's all about minutes. And again, for instance, the likes of the likes of Akanji, Stones. To me, I love the fact that was a goal. We got back up on their defence. And again, for instance, this was one of the main reasons I listened to LB and listened to the fact that we have 4 goalkeepers. Okay, that's wrong. But we need, the mere fact that that we have backup, because we need backup because it's a long ass season. We need backup. We need a bigger side. And if you look at what Slot's moaning about now, is the fact that we only got 20 players. And so you can see what he's saying. So I don't want Mikola Kanji to go in any way whatsoever. He does a very, very good job. Yeah, the referee is called Simon Marcellan, typical Polish name. Thomas Levitt, okay. All Polish. Inter Milan, they're looking at 15 million euros for Mikola Kanji. Me personally, I don't want to see him go. And if we're going to go, I want a replacement for him. The motorbikes are out. It was interesting to listen to about, again, the debate from, I believe, 5 Live was talking about it, the debate about Haaland, how he's, because the mainstream media wants to slag Man City off, and now it's because they can't talk about Rodri anymore, because they can't talk about 115 anymore, they can't talk about Man City's drop-off anymore, so Pep Guardiola not getting it right, is he stayed too long, but now they talk about Haaland, the amount of goals, Haaland scoring, and what happens if he Pep was asked the question again about the Haaland and his goal scoring, and if he get injured, and who's going to come in, and but the thing is, as this is on the Manchester Evening News, because he said he was on 5 Live, and I like the fact that Manchester Evening News twice was back in Manchester City, for instance, and Haaland, etc. And it was saying Nedum Manua was coming back. He said, well, if Erling Haaland goes on to win Man City a title, Man City top of the league, would anybody complain? And their answer was, oh well, he's not top of the Man City, not top of the league. And he said, well, and it's just and it just their arguments are just stupid. And also, as the Manchester Evening guy says, nobody moaned about Salah at Liverpool, who's scoring all the goals last season for Liverpool, a lot of goals last season. But again, let's Man City are just a one-man team. And he also mentioned about Arsenal fans who were moaning and saying, why Bournemouth playing such a high line against City? What's it called? You're going to, for instance, they go, he's going to run against you. For instance, why are you playing such a high line? But the thing is, Arsenal, and the quip from the Manchester Evening guy said, well, Man City's goal against Arsenal was played because Arsenal played a high line against you. So but for instance, again, is Haaland's not just a player, for instance, who just is a goal hanger, or as it were, whatever. And again, I saw it on Sai's TV, for instance, the people say Haaland is overrated. Haaland is he can only score goals, and it just. his defensive play, his how many balls I saw it against Bournemouth again. Ball comes up, bam, he's out. For instance, again when we saw the game against United, for instance, how many balls he hit out then. I've seen it happen on more than one occasion. He does his job in defence. He was the one who would come back to pick up the ball in midfield, play it to the ball to Nico Gonzalez. Then he ran forward. Nico Gonzalez went passed it to Cherky, and then saw Erling Haaland, headed it towards Erling Haaland, and so Erling Haaland started that move from midfield. So he wasn't just waiting for hanging up the goal area, waiting for the ball to come over. This disrespect for Erling Haaland is just pathetic. It really is. So yeah. Areola showed great respect to Manchester City. So Erling Haaland doing an ice bath on his YouTube. He won Player of the Week. For instance, I'll play the match for Man City. But and again, it annoys me when fans are disrespecting City. I expect it because they're bitter and jealous. The mere fact that they won't talk about us is disrespectful. But again, they're bitter and jealous. I talked to my friend about it, and he said, well, why do you keep listening to it? I said, well, and again, sometimes it's for my amusement. Sometimes I want to listen to what they have to say anyway, because I want to be conjecture. I just don't want to sit here with blue eyes and sit there and say, oh, well, I know everything, whatever's coming out of my mouth, etc., is the truth for what's really going on. I don't believe the Donnarumma goal, the goal for Bournemouth, etc., was a foul on Donnarumma. I think he should have done better, and I think a lot of City fans have been honest with that and say yes, he should have done better. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you. We'll stick it at that. We'll stick that, and so offensive. But any thoughts in the comments? What do you feel about Manchester City at the moment? Are you feeling good? Are you happy with Nico Gonzalez, Nicholas O'Reilly, Doku? Where's your worries, Phil? There's always that niggle in the back of my mind about have we gone to play one game too many. I think it's because of me being typical City, or thinking that being a Man City fan for such a long time, and and again, but at the moment, etc., we've got to be loving what we're doing at the moment and the way we're playing, and we've got to be enjoying it. So I'm trying to get that enjoyment of watching the games rather than sat there going, okay, we got the first goal, oh, let's get the second goal, but let's get the second goal, we need the third goal, and then I can relax after we get the third goal. And you need to start just enjoy what I'm watching, and the fact that, for instance, we're a very good team, and the moment we slip up, we're going to get crucified, and again, and my back of my mind is the 115. But anyway, let's move on. Let's digress and move on. Guys, I'm going to leave you. True Blue Thai from Thailand. I'll talk to you tomorrow, for instance, and see what Pep's got to say. And like and subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking. And so for instance, I'm boiling up here at the moment, just for you guys. Take care.